Welcome to Celestial Zodiac. This is your weekly horoscope for Sunday, February 1st to Saturday, February 7th, 2026. This week brings a noticeable shift toward clarity and emotional recalibration. After weeks of internal processing, the energy begins to organize itself in more practical ways. Conversations feel more honest. Boundaries become easier to define, and decisions that once felt confusing start to make more sense. This is a week of refinement rather than dramatic change. Progress happens through small, intentional adjustments. Paying attention to what feels sustainable versus what feels draining will help guide your choices. Aries, this week encourages you to slow down just enough to reassess where your energy is going. You may realize that certain responsibilities or expectations have been pulling more from you than they should. Instead of pushing forward out of habit, you're being asked to choose what genuinely supports your momentum. Conversations around work or long-term goals could bring clarity, especially if you're honest about your limits. Emotionally, you're learning that strength also comes from pacing yourself. By the end of the week, you feel more grounded in your direction. Taurus, this week highlights your values and how well your current lifestyle reflects them. You may feel a growing desire to simplify, whether that's financially, emotionally, or in your daily routine. Something you've been tolerating out of comfort may start to feel less acceptable. This is a good time to make small adjustments that improve stability without creating disruption. Relationships benefit from honesty and steady communication rather than emotional intensity. By the weekend, you feel more aligned and secure in your choices. Gemini, mental clarity improves this week, helping you organize thoughts that have felt scattered. You may find yourself revisiting a conversation or idea from the past and finally understanding it from a new angle. This is a strong week for communication, planning, and problem-solving, especially when you slow your pace slightly. Avoid overcommitting just because opportunities are available. Emotionally, you benefit from listening more than reacting. The week ends with a sense of renewed focus and direction. Cancer, this week encourages emotional honesty and deeper self-awareness. You may become more conscious of how much energy you give to others versus how much you reserve for yourself. Financial or shared resource matters could require attention, but clarity arrives when you take a practical approach. This is not a week for emotional extremes. Steadiness brings better results. Trust your intuition but pair it with clear boundaries. By the end of the week, you feel more emotionally balanced and empowered. Leo, relationships take center stage this week, offering opportunities for clearer understanding and healthier dynamics. You may feel ready to address something that's been lingering beneath the surface. This isn't about confrontation but about honest expression and mutual respect. You're learning that cooperation doesn't diminish your strength. It enhances it. Professionally, collaboration brings better results than solo efforts. The week closes with stronger connections and improved confidence. Virgo, this week focuses on your routines, responsibilities, and overall well-being. You may notice where small changes could significantly improve your daily life. Work-related matters benefit from organization and realistic expectations rather than perfectionism. Health and energy levels improve when you listen to your body's signals. Emotionally, you feel calmer when you release unnecessary pressure. By the weekend, you feel more efficient, balanced, and in control. Libra, creative energy and emotional expression are highlighted this week. You may feel inspired to reconnect with something that brings joy or personal fulfillment. Romantic or creative matters benefit from sincerity rather than overthinking. This is a good time to let yourself enjoy the present without worrying about long-term outcomes. Balance returns when you honor your own happiness. The week ends on a lighter, more hopeful note. Scorpio, this week brings attention to your inner world and emotional foundations. You may feel drawn to rest, reflection, or spending time in familiar environments. Family or home-related matters could require practical decisions, but emotional clarity helps guide you. This is a powerful time for grounding yourself and releasing emotional clutter. Trust that stability comes from within, not external control. By the end of the week, you feel more centered and emotionally secure. Sagittarius, communication and learning themes are strong this week. You may feel motivated to express ideas, reconnect with people, or revisit plans that had been paused. This is a good time to ask questions and seek understanding rather than jumping to conclusions. Travel or short-term planning benefits from flexibility. Emotionally, clarity comes through conversation. The week ends with renewed optimism and mental stimulation. Capricorn, this week emphasizes finances, self-worth, and long-term security. You may begin reassessing how your efforts are being rewarded and whether adjustments are needed. Practical planning helps reduce stress and increases confidence. Emotionally, you feel stronger when your actions align with your values. This is a good week for steady progress rather than major risk-taking. By the weekend, you feel more grounded and confident in your stability. Aquarius, this week brings personal insight and renewed self-awareness. You may feel more comfortable expressing your authentic perspective, even if it differs from others. This is a powerful time for redefining your goals and personal direction. Relationships improve when you communicate honestly without detachment. Trust your individuality while staying open to feedback. The week ends with a stronger sense of self and purpose. Pisces, this week invites introspection and emotional processing. You may feel the need for quiet time or creative solitude to recharge. Old emotional patterns may surface briefly, offering a chance for release and healing. This is not a week for forcing clarity. It arrives naturally when you give yourself space. Trust your intuition, but remain grounded in practical realities. By the end of the week, you feel lighter and more emotionally clear. This week is about refinement, emotional clarity, and choosing what truly supports your well-being. Progress comes through thoughtful adjustments rather than dramatic change. As you move forward, trust the steady shifts happening beneath the surface. They're setting the foundation for greater balance and alignment in the weeks ahead. If you enjoyed this weekly horoscope, please like, subscribe, and share. It truly helps support the channel and keeps these readings coming every week.